My name is Kane Anderson. I am I'm graduating undergrad. This is my last month. I got along with two of my roommates, and then the third one, he was, I guess, the odd one out, and we had to take drastic measures to get him to clean up the room multiple times. And then I remember one time he got mad at us, I believe, for leaving an article of clothing, and that's when I think there was a bit of an eruption, and some people in the hall had to come out and separate all of us. There was one instance where we almost came to fisticuffs in the hallway. Well, he always liked to order from the pad, and he always would get the largest pizza you could order. And I mean, that's fine, you know, eat as much as you want, but then he would always leave his pizza boxes and all of his clutter in the corner of the room. And we called it, I won't say his real name, but we called it Mount Smith, because there was just clothes, pizza boxes, leftover bags, and we always would try to hint at saying, hey, you should probably clean this up, because we didn't really like our room being like that and smelling bad. So it got so bad eventually that my one roommate faked letterhead. We put the Ohio State University logo and then we wrote, "Dear occupants of room 441 Nosker House, we did a random room search today, and we made up saying that the clutter in the corner was a fire hazard in case we couldn't get out into the hallway. We had to go through the window. No idea if that's even right, but since there's all this clutter, we weren't able to get out the window, and it would be a fire hazard, so it had to be cleaned up. And we made up some guy's name at the end, and we had a girl sign the signature. And then when he came home that day, we were like, hey, excuse me, could you go grab the mail for us? And then he read through it, and he's like, oh, I guess I should clean up.
My name is Aran Hammy, and I'm a student at Ohio State University. I live with three other guys. Two of them I went to school with since freshman year, and one of them was a friend of a friend's. And the situation is not ideal, in my opinion. So my roommates are very, very messy and have a problem with cleaning up after themselves, and I find myself being mom all the time. Their trash is everywhere. But I've resorted to just taking the dishes out of the kitchen so they can't have them and putting their trash on their bed. And in certain circumstances, I need to kind of get physical and in their face to get them to clean up. They know where I'm coming from, but they don't think it's a problem the way we live, and I'm like, it's just disgusting. I can't deal with it. And in one disgusting instance, one of my roommates had his birthday over winter break and got way too intoxicated and decided to puke in the apartment and couldn't make it to the bathroom. So as he's doing this, he's wiping his hands all over the walls and didn't clean it up for a month. Wanted to kill him.
I'm Bria Pelmier. I'm a junior at OSU studying communications. My living situation with my roommates last year was not exactly ideal. I have one roommate who we called the crazy roommate. She had an incident that we refer to as the enchilada incident. She wanted to make us all dinner, and she chose the dinner, even though we had all put in our opinions of what we wanted. Instead, she made enchiladas, which 2 out of the 4 people didn't like. And then 2 of the girls that did not like the food decided they were gonna go out on a date and go get dinner with their friends, which infuriated our crazy roommate. And she was actually in the process of baking cupcakes at the same time and started shoving them in her mouth. She probably ate 7 of them before standing up and shoving the rest in the garbage and running to her room. She might have been there for 30 seconds, came back out, took the enchiladas and also threw them into the garbage, and then grabbed her keys and left. And the 3 of us were just sitting there wondering what just happened. She actually decided that she was not fit to live with other people, so she's in an apartment by herself now.
My name's Kevin Hernandez. I'm a student here at Ohio State studying computer science and engineering. We had odd guy out, kid from New York that was there, and that's kind of where the bad roommate situation occurred. So at first, we were just trying to be nice, make sure that he felt included, involved, and then he wouldn't really talk to me, and then just because he hated my girlfriend. And then he was super big, like gym rat dude. So it was just lifting was his life. So he would always call me names and stuff because I would just run, I wouldn't lift. And he was just like, you're never gonna, like, no one's gonna think that you're that much of a man for not lifting and all. Like, he would just say all these like belittling things all the time. Then he started being like super sexist and stuff, just in general, not even to like our friends who were there. And he just would get into like little verbal fights and things with my other roommates about just things that they didn't agree with from his point of view, and everyone thought, or he thought, that everyone should like think what he thinks his way is right. So that caused a lot of arguments, to the point where like the last 2 months of the spring semester, we just like stopped talking to him altogether. I really don't know why he was the way he was. Just a classic jerk.